morning to all of you. I hope you all had started reading that chapter 3, Introduction to GIMP. So, few of the tools which we discussed last class was about selection modes and then drawing and painting tools. This chapter is a bit lengthy, so only few topics today also will complete so that you all can practice it in proper way. So today we are going to start with image manipulation tools, and from there we'll learn about moving, rotating, scaling, cropping, sharing and changing the perspective of an image. And then flipping tool will also use, then healing, blur, sharpen, smudge, dodge. These all tools we had already done in Photoshop. So once I'll show it here, then you will understand how it can be done. So for the purpose of image manipulation, let's open any image. Like I'm opening an image from here, suppose this one, open. And once the image is open, then first thing which we are going to do is move tool. For moving any part of the image and all, what you have to do, first you need to select the part of the image which you want to move. Like I'm just going to rectangle tool for selecting part of the image. Suppose this part I have selected. Now I want to move this part. Two ways are there. Either the selection around the area you move, means the internal part will not move, or you want to move the internal part as well. So for moving this, you can click on this tool, that is move tool. Click on this, and once you have clicked, you start dragging it wherever you want. Okay, the selection will be moved. If you want the selected part should also move, then in that case what you have to do, it's not given in your book, you can write it down there. You just use Control and Alt key together and then start moving the part of the object. Control, Alt and move. Okay, so two ways are there to move it. Move the selection from there. Okay, so this way the background has come out, the part of the image or the whole. Two ways are there. I have selected here, that's why the whole image is getting moved. This is move. Another thing is your rotation tool. For rotating the part of the image, what you have to do, simply select the part as I have selected here, and after that, or you just remove this part, something else will select. Since the move tool is selected, that's why it's doing. So selected the part of the image and then you just click on rotate tool. You will get rotate tool in this option. All these options are there: rotate, scale, shear and perspective. So we are going to rotate it. Click on this and then rotate the part of the image which you have selected. You can see a pop-up menu will appear there which will show you on what angle you are moving. Okay, this side positive, this side negative. So this will be shown to you. So this is how you can rotate the image. Next is scaling the image. Scaling means increasing or decreasing the part of the image. Like suppose I want this tree size to be increased. So I'll select this part. Let's use that ellipse tool and select this part in that shape. This way. Select it. Now right click on this tool and you will get the option of scale. Now just increase the size, height, width. You can see the handles around it. Click on the side where you want to increase its size. Now you can move it wherever you want to. Keep it using move. I hope you have understood this part. Next is cropping the part of the image. Cropping, you all are knowing, means I want only a selected part of the image to remain there and rest of the part of the image should be deleted. For that purpose, we can use crop tool. You people must be using this crop tool in mobile phone and all while setting the display pic. I don't want the extra parts around my image. I want to remove it and my image only, or the image which you want to be there, that part you will make it there. So what you have to do, click on crop tool and select the part which you want, and after that press enter key. you will see that the rest of the part will get deleted. Okay, this is known as crop. Next is sharing the image. Sharing the image means if you want to change its uh, the selected lines or shape of the image, if you want to change, then you can use shear tool. Let me show it to you how it works. Rectangle tool selected. Now go to this shear tool and then you can drag it in the size where you want to distort the image. Okay, this way, whatever way you want, you can distort your image. Another thing, the perspective of the image can also be changed. For changing that, wait a minute. Now for changing the perspective of the image, same way, yeah, for applying that part, like I have shared the image this way. For applying, what you have to do? Enter. Now you can see that part, selected part has been shared. Same way for changing the perspective, what you have to do? Select the part of the image which you want, select it, okay, and after selection, right click here and you will get the option of perspective. Okay, in a 3D box type, the perspective of the image can be this side. I want to drop it a bit, this side, this side, this side. So, and then press enter key. Then this perspective of the image will be changed, or the selected part will get changed. So, from in this part, what you have to practice: moving, rotating, then scaling, cropping, shearing, and perspective. All this you have to practice. Next is wrap, transform, and flip. Wrap transform means in part of an image, if some type of wrapping effect you want to provide, then that can be provided with the help of wrap transform. Okay, so how it can be done? Let's see. First, you select the part of the image which you want to wrap. Here, I think the visibility will be little bit less of that wrapping transform. Let me open some other image. For that, I close it and I'll open some other image like this boy's image. I'll open, and here that effect will be more clear. So for that, choose that. I think it is here only, wrap transform. Can you see the shortcut is W? Click on this. Once you have done it, what you have to do, reduce the brush size if you want. See, this is the brush size, and then choose the rate on which you want to do it, and choose the effect which you want. I want to swirl it clockwise. Can you see this? It is, if it is visible, more you will move this thing. Okay, this is swirl. Same way, any other effect you want to provide. I want to grow area. This area I want to grow. You will see it will be zoomed in that part. Okay, this part. Anyways, these changes according to your requirement. These are basically used when some animated movies are created. There these things are used. Then shrink the area. Just reverse of that. Just see that. The area which is covered under the brush, that area will be shrink. So this is how a wrap transform is applied. Just undo the changes. It is really looking very horrible. So just make the change. Okay. So next is flipping. Flipping means you can reverse the image either horizontally or vertically. Like this eye, if you will flip, then this corner will come this side and this corner will move this side. How it can be done? For flipping, you will get the flip tool where you had rotate, scale, shear and all. Okay. So for that, first you select the part of the image which you want to flip. Suppose this part. Now go to flip tool, click and click on the area which you want to flip. Okay. So both have it. Flipping is. So up to this you can practice flip and wrap the transform. Now we'll start with healing, blur, sharpen, smudge, dodge and burn tool. These tools you people have already done in Photoshop, only we need to understand how it can be applied in GIMP. One by one all the steps you need to follow, then it will be clearly understandable, and after this only you need to practice. And it's a request that you all follow these videos, then only you will understand. No doubt in online classes also these things are being taught, but in advance, if you are watching the videos, it will be clearly understandable. Okay, so let's start with healing tool. Healing tool is basically used for smoothing the parts of the image, for removing spots from the images, for making the edges smoother, and for removing wrinkles. For that, we'll open any face image where the editing can be done, like this boy's image I have. I'll open it. Once it is open, what you have to do, just zoom it so that the effect will be, I think it's zoom out, zoom in, and increase it. Okay, now this part is there. Now we'll remove these spots. Okay, for that what we have to do, we'll choose healing brush tool. Healing brush tools, your shortcut key is H. Okay, right click here and choose healing. Once you have done, just see the brush size is too big. You can decrease the brush size from the tools option and check how much you need. Okay, this much is okay. Now just hold down the control key and click in the area which you can use to apply on other parts. Okay, so control and hold on the area. Once you have done it, now keep on clicking on the spots which you want to remove. So that part of the image will be applied as a substitute in the spotted area. So this way you can remove the spots from the images. You can make it more smoother. The skin tone can be made more smoother, and this is one of the required editing nowadays. So you must know how this can be done. You can see that spots are getting removed. Okay, so here in this area it's too much. So we'll remove it clearly. It depends what type of selection you have done. If you have made a brighter selection, then it will be brighter. If you have made a lighter selection, then because it is only getting applied on the face. Okay. So keep on doing it and the area will become cleaner in comparison to. So this way you can heal the spotty area of any face or the areas or any of the image which you want. Okay. Okay, so this way it can be removed. Now next is your blur or sharpen tool. For this I'm just closing this because blurring effect will not be clearer here. For sharpening we'll use the same image. Okay, so for blurring I'm just going to open some other image like this one will be okay. Blurring means making the desired part of the image little bit dull. Okay, dull in the sense if it is too much prominent and you want to make it a bit dull, then you can go for blur option. Okay, how it can be used? Simply go to this just next to your heal brush tool, you have dodge tool, smudge, blur and all. So blur tool you click, same tool will be used for blurring and sharpening. Sharpening means making the part of the image brighter and blurring means making the part of the image dull. Okay, so first we'll start with this blur tool. For that, see the brush size. If it is okay, then decrease or increase whatever you want. But rate of blurring should be 100. Otherwise, it will not be prominent. Okay. So brush size can be increased a bit. Just choose the brush size and increase. Now this much is okay. Suppose this part I want to blur. So after choosing and after making the required changes, you just click on this area. Sharpening, I think it is selected, that's why it is getting highlighted. Just yeah, make it blur. Now just blur. Can you see it is becoming dull? Same way if you want to blur the petal, these leaves, it can be. Reverse of this is sharpening. Same tool is used for that. In this part if I show, I think it will not be visible clearly. Let's open that boy's face again. This one, and will make his eyes brighter, will sharpen his eyes. And here also one thing you'll keep in mind that you should sharpen the image that much only which is required, otherwise the background will be more prominent. Okay, so for that same tool, but now you will, in the options you will make it sharper. and then click on the area, move on the area which you want to make bright. I want his eyeballs to be brighter there. So I think this much is okay. Same way here also. You can make it and it will be, I hope it's visible. Yes. So eyes we have made. Okay. Next is smudge tool. Smudge tool is used for mixing blending the colors together. So here we cannot blend the colors. We'll open the previous image. Here the blending can be done like I want this black to mix with white, these petals. For that, there only you click on your smudge tool, and then this we had done in Photoshop also. Okay, and decrease the brush size since it's too big. Let's decrease it from here. Will decrease, and now just smudge it. Smudging is done. Okay, this is known as smudge. Next is dodge and burn. Dodge means making the part of the images brighter, lighter. Okay, and burn is making it darker. Both are there in the same option and both are reverse of each other. As we did for blur and sharpen, same way dodge and burn. Okay, so for that what you have to do, this is the image, just select dodge. Okay, now increase the brush size and rate of dodging should be more. Now it is burn selected, make it dodge and exposure 50. Okay, now just drag on the face, you will see it will become more brighter. We are making the face lighter, brighter, and reverse of it we can also do, that is darkening. I hope it's more clearer. Okay, now if you want to make it darker, instead of dodge what you can select, burn, reverse of it. Just start moving the mouse, now it will become darker. So you can give different types of effects on images using GIMP. So for today's video, this much is okay. Practice up to this, and then next class we will be doing layers. That parts will complete and the exercise will also be discussed. So thank you and have a nice day.